Drama
Controversy.
and a finish that, well, I still can't believe it happened.
If you missed this game, folks, you missed college football history.
We're breaking down the insane final minutes and all 8, count 'em, 8 overtimes.
And trust me, there's a lot to unpack here, starting with a certain no
Oh
call.
yeah, we're going to get into that because it could have changed everything.
Absolutely could have.
Seriously, just imagine if Georgia Tech had pulled this upset off.
The playoff picture
The entire landscape of college football.
would be completely different.
So to set the scene, Georgia Tech, they weren't just hanging with Georgia, they were dominating.
Yeah, and that's not something you see every day.
Georgia fans, I'm sure, were getting nervous.
To say the least.
Tech fans, on the other hand,
Ecstatic, man. They could taste that upset.
Georgia, ranked number 6 in the country, playoff hopes on the line.
Add that to the rivalry, the pressure was immense.
Late in the fourth quarter, Georgia Tech is up 27-20.
Driving down the field,
3rd and 1.
they could ice the game with a first down.
Haynes King, the quarterback for Tech, takes the snap for a sneak.
And boom, gets absolutely drilled by Georgia's Dan Jackson.
Ball pops loose.
Georgia recovers.
And just like that, the momentum shifted.
No, hang on a second.
Because here comes the controversy.
Go back and watch that replay, folks.
Jackson launches himself.
Helmet to helmet.
Textbook targeting.
By the book. That's a penalty, 15 yards, and an automatic first down for Georgia Tech.
Nothing.
No flag.
No review.
Commentators didn't even really mention it at first.
I mean, I get it. Things happen fast.
Sure, but that was blatant.
And fans, analysts, everyone was losing their minds.
Rightfully so, that call would have given Tech the win.
It's hard to argue with that.
It's a shame, really, overshadows what was an incredible game by both teams.
Definitely leaves a sour taste, no matter how you slice it.
Yep, but even without that missed call, Georgia wasn't done.
They took that turnover and turned it into points.
Touchdown on the next drive, tied the game with just over a minute left.
Oh, sure.
You got to give them credit, they didn't fold under pressure.
But let's be real. Tech pushed them to the brink.
Had Georgia played like that the whole game? Well, who knows?
And then the overtime.
Overtime madness.
8 of them.
Back and forth.
Touchdowns.
Misconversions.
It's like a movie. You couldn't write this stuff.
First overtime, Georgia takes their first lead of the game.
Back to Humphreys. Beautiful touchdown pass.
But Tech answers right back. King finds Singleton Jr. for the score.
Tie game again.
And they decide not to go for 2.
Gutsy call.
I mean, go for the win right there or play it safe and hope for the best in another overtime.
What a decision to have to make.
Second overtime, King runs it in himself for the touchdown.
But their 2-point attempt fails.
And then Beck answers again, 25-yard touchdown pass to Cash Jones.
But Georgia also fails on the 2-point conversion.
So we're tied at 34, triple overtime, and the tension is just building.
The defense has stepped up big time.
Third and fourth overtimes, no score from either team.
Stamina.
Mental toughness.
You could just feel it through the TV. These guys were exhausted.
But fifth overtime, they both convert their 2-point attempts, 42-42.
And then more scoreless overtimes.
Sixth.
7th.
Neither team could break through.
It was unreal. Every play felt like the game was on the line.
And then finally, the 8th overtime.
What happened?
Georgia's running back Nate Frazier finally broke the stalemate, punched it in for the Bulldogs, 44-42.
Oh, man, what a way to end it. I bet Georgia fans were going nuts.
Oh, yeah, pure relief, but you got to feel for Georgia Tech coming so close to such a huge upset.
Especially with that no call hanging over everything.
No doubt about it. But hey, they proved they can play with anyone in the country.
That triple option offense was giving Georgia's defense fits.
Eating up the clock, controlling the pace of the game.
And Haynes King, man, what a performance.
He was on fire.
We talked about it a bit earlier, but what specifically impressed you about his game?
His decision-making was great, reading the defense, finding open receivers, extending plays with his legs. He just looked so comfortable even under all that pressure.
Especially in those overtimes where one mistake could end it all.
Exactly. And don't forget, he's running the triple option, which adds another layer of complexity.
It's a shame that missed targeting call overshadowed so much of what he did.
Absolutely.
For those who might not be totally familiar with football, could you break down targeting and why it's such a big deal?
So targeting is when a player uses the crown of their helmet to hit an opponent in the head or neck area. It's a dangerous play, obviously, and the penalty reflects that.
It's about protecting players from serious injury.
Right. And in this case, it was pretty clear-cut Jackson launched himself, helmet first, right at King's head.
You can understand why Georgia Tech fans are upset.
That call changes the whole game.
I mean, missing a holding call or pass interference, that's one thing, but targeting, it's different.
Player safety has to be the top priority.